What's going on? Matt Savoca here from Awesemo.com, bringing you my top 3 plays on PrizePicks for Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. An exciting 3-game slate here as we continue the first round of the NBA playoffs. All East Coast games, well, I should say Eastern Conference games. We start with that exciting Brooklyn and Boston series. That Boston buzzer beater was an exciting way to start this one, but Brooklyn certainly looks like they're going to compete. And then we got Philadelphia, Toronto. Philadelphia already up 2-0. Toronto really hurting. And then Chicago, Milwaukee is the final game here. Milwaukee, of course, up 1-0. We are brought to you by PrizePicks, as we are every single day. Let's get into the action. My number 3 play over on PrizePicks, it's Kevin Durant over 6.0 assists. We actually have 3 overs today. The first here is KD. Obviously, he's a scorer first and foremost, but we think this 6.0 line is too low, especially with these playoff rotations solidifying for all teams, including the Brooklyn Nets. In game 1, Durant had 23 points, 4 rebounds, and just 3 assists in 41 minutes, but the Awesemo projections are still very confident. I mean, in 62% of his games in the final month of the season, Durant was over this 6.0 assist line. Boston is a tough out every single game, top 10 in defensive rating, number 1 in net rating over their last 10 games of the regular season. But still, when you're talking about KD likely playing 41 or 42 minutes, yes, he'll probably drop 28 to 30 points, but the Awesemo projections have him at 7 assists, and he goes over this 6.0 line in a whopping 60% of our latest simulations. That's good enough for number 3. My second play over on PrizePicks, Giannis Antetokounmpo over 5.0 assists. Would I like this at 4.5? Absolutely. But even when we set this line at 5.0 as it is right now, Giannis hit the over on this line in 44% of his games down the stretch. In game 1, he had a monster performance with 27, 16, and 3 assists in 34 minutes. So why, again, are we so confident? Because we believe that Giannis will go back to his base rates even after pouring in the points and the rebounds, not necessarily assists, the last game. Chicago kind of struggling in defensive rating, 28th in the NBA in defensive rating down the stretch, a little bit better in net rating we've seen. They're still a tough out, but I think Milwaukee will eventually close out this series, likely in 5 games. Giannis is projected for about 37 minutes as a median projection, 31 points, 12.5 rebounds, but most importantly, he's up at 6 assists. He goes over this 5.0 line in 67% of our latest simulations. Now, before I dig into my final play, my number 1 play on PrizePicks, just want to remind you guys, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you always know when we're going live. You guys know what to do. And if you could give me, Matt Savoca, a follow on Twitter at Draftaholic, it's always much appreciated as well. Also want to give a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, PrizePicks. You see it all over your screen here. It is truly the best place to play daily prop-based contests. And when you sign up, make sure to use promo code AWESEMO to get up to a $100 first match deposit bonus. You can mix and match sports with cross-sport entries. And remember, a 3-player flex play, all you need is 2 out of 3 right. You get 1.25x your money. You get all 3 right, now you're talking 2.25x your money. Play all 3 in a power play, get all 3 right, and it's 5x your entry fee. Simple as that. Download it on the App Store, Google Play, or play over on PrizePicks.com. Okay, guys, let's get into my number 1 play on PrizePicks for this Wednesday. My number 1 play on this Wednesday slate is going to be Bruce Brown over 6.0 rebounds. He's gone over this line in exactly 50% of his games over the last month. That's 12 games to be exact, where he averaged 14.5 points and 5.5 rebounds. So that average is actually a little bit of a misnomer there. He actually goes over that more than you would think. In game 1, he had 5 points, just 1 rebound in 37 minutes of playing time. Yeah, that was a poor performance to say the least. Boston, as we said, a tough matchup. 6th in defensive rating, number 1 in net rating, top 10 in defensive rating percentage, defensive rebounding percentage, and top 10 in overall rebounding percentage down the stretch as well. And yet, we think that Bruce Brown will eventually even out here. Again, 37 minutes as a median projection, 12.9 points, 3.6 assists, and most importantly, 7.2 rebounds as a median projection. In a whopping 73% of our latest simulations, Bruce Brown goes over this 6.0 rebound line. And that is going to do it for my top 3 plays on PrizePicks for Wednesday, April 20th, 2022 here in the NBA playoffs. To recap, Kevin Durant over 6.0 assists, Giannis Antetokounmpo over 5.0 assists, and Bruce Brown over 6.0 rebounds. 3 overs here as we continue on in the playoffs, and we will be back every single day with all the coverage you need leading up to tip-off in the NBA and throughout the playoffs. Until next time, I'm Matt Savoca. We'll see you guys later.